The Alliance needs you. I need you. To like and subscribe.
Welcome back to Mass Effect. I'm sick today, so if I sound different, that's why. I want to do some stuff about involving strange biotics and, well, whatever they're up to. There's two side quests that I have available. They both have to do with people with biotic powers. One of them is here in Hawking Eta. Yeah, that's the only Sentry's the only system I can go to there. There might be a transmission for this from Admiral Hackett.
Commander.
Big surprise! The Alliance needs you again.
Shepard, this is Admiral Hackett with Alliance Command. We've got a mission for you. An Alliance officer named Major Kyle has set up a small compound in the Hawking Eta cluster. He's attracted a number of followers, mostly biotics. He's become an outspoken critic of the Alliance, and we believe he's mentally unstable. This could be trouble, Shepard.
He's got mental powers and he's mentally unstable. Maybe you're overreacting. It can't be that bad, boss.
What kind of proof do you have that the Major is dangerous?
3 days ago, we sent 2 Alliance representatives to meet with him at his compound. They've disappeared. We believe Kyle and his followers killed them. That compound is a cult, Shepard. They call him Father Kyle now. He set himself up as some kind of religious leader.
What do we know about his followers?
You said his followers were biotics?
Yes. Major Kyle never showed any biotic tendencies himself, though. I think he's just latched onto a group he identifies with. Many biotics feel marginalized or ostracized by society. Kyle probably sees them as victims who need his protection, and they see him as someone who will fight for them. Unfortunately, he's convinced them that the Alliance is somehow responsible for all their problems. We can't let him go on like this.
So what about those Alliance officers that got killed, maybe?
What were those Alliance representatives going to talk to Major Kyle about?
They wanted to bring him back to an Alliance facility for treatment. Major Kyle served us faithfully for many years. We weren't going to abandon him. Given his state of mind, however, he probably saw them as a threat. We're almost certain he had his followers killed him.
Okay, so he's like a veteran with PTSD and he's got biotic powers.
What else can you tell me about Major Kyle?
He used to be a model soldier, but something happened to him at Torfin. Too many Alliance soldiers died under his command. Couldn't cope with the guilt. His psych evaluations showed he couldn't handle the stress of command anymore. He was given an honorable discharge in early retirement. We'd hoped he would get better in time, but we underestimated how far gone he was. Now it looks like it's too late.
Maybe if you had the ruthless background as Shepard, then you can relate more to him, because then Shepard was at Torfin as well. Well, maybe I could talk to Major Kyle.
I might be able to end this without violence.
That may not be possible, Commander. We don't want a bloodbath, but Kyle is dangerous. I'll trust you to use your judgment. Hack it out.
Right, and here we are in the Century system. As usual, we do a little sweep of the system to see if there's anything we can salvage. Heavy metal. Light metal. I wonder that with... I should have read the tooltip. Like, this is a gas giant planet. No, I should definitely read that information. No, this is a terrestrial world. Never mind. I'm like, how can you get metals out of a gas giant? That seems very difficult. Unless it's like stuff in its orbit or in like the belt around it. Hydrogen helium gas giant. Medallion recovered. While scanning the planet Theropto, you discovered a tiny moon with some odd readings. Further scans by Chief Engineer Adams revealed a destroyed escape pod. Your salvage team recovered the components and found a League of One medallion. Isn't technically anything that orbits a planet a moon? But you do have a distinction between natural and artificial. Okay, and then there's It's going to be on this moon. Klendagon. I think I remember this. Yes. I'll read you this because it's important lore. Well, not important, but very interesting lore. Klendagon is an arid terrestrial, slightly larger than Earth, but with a lower density that reflects its relative lack of heavier elements. The crust is composed of tin and aluminum, with wide deserts of dust-fine sand that are easily stirred by the wind. Klendagon's most striking feature is, of course, the Great Rift Valley that stretches across the southern hemisphere. What's most fascinating about the rift is that it does not appear to be natural. The geological record suggests it is the result of a glancing blow by a mass accelerator round of unimaginable destructive power. This occurred some 37 million years ago. So a giant rift on the planet caused by a very, very big mass accelerator gun millions of years ago. And Presrop. Presrop is the moon of Klendagon. It is a frigid, barren world with an extremely thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and ethane. The crust contains plentiful deposits of heavy metals. The Alliance has opened bidding for the moon's mineral rights, but exploitation will be complicated by the system's proximity to the 5 kiloparsec ring around the galactic core. The ring is an area of intense star formation and too dangerous to safely travel. Presrop's landscape is a nightmare of jagged overlapping ridges and geological shock zones created by some ancient disaster. This has not deterred a generation of illegal wildcat miners from attempting to exploit the moon's mineral riches. Unfortunately, many have lost their lives. A gold rush going on to this moon. But yeah, if I can zoom out and I show you a little bit, see how close it's getting to the galactic core. Just like what you might expect, the closer you get to the galactic core, the more stuff there is. This is more dense. There's so much more going on. Stuff colliding into each other, stars being born and getting snuffed out. So this is all very intense activity here. You're bound to... Well, the closer you get to the core, the more dangerous it is, the more you're likely to collide with stuff or just get affected by explosions. And then the further out you go from the galactic core, the thinner usually a lot of the material gets, with the occasional clump of star clusters. And as you can see, those super remote little stars in kind of north or south of the our galaxy, our Milky Way galaxy. And then obviously even more alluring are those galaxies in the far distance that are so far away that we don't even know what they look like right now, because the light with which we see them itself took millions, if not billions of years to get to us. Anyway, I like space. That's all I'm trying to say, really. Who do we bring with us? How about... throw Liara here? And Tally? You may have noticed the skybox already, but I want to draw some extra attention to it once we're on the ground. Gotta cut out my sniffles throughout the video. There you can see Klendagon, and I suppose that must be what the Great Rift is. The southern hemisphere of the planet. This enormous sort of gash across it. And when the planet is so big, you could say, yeah, something must have happened. Something catastrophic. We're here on Presrop, its moon, or one of its moons, I suppose. Oh, of course, we have lots of points to give Liara, who is a biotic adept, essentially, just like my own Shepard class is. She does have electronics, which is very nice, and it boosts her shield capacity, so that makes her tougher to kill. Unlike... she doesn't have medicine. Oh, that's the difference between first aid. Basically, everyone has first aid, which increases how much health you restore to your party when you use Medigel. Yeah, that's good. Oh, and then Tally. But only Caden has medicine skill, which actually gives him neural shock. Basic armor for damage reduction. I think that's good. Now, I may have equipped Liara already. Stiletto 7 is interesting weapon. So let's give you that. This Omni tool. Then you have a biotic amp. Give you that one. And human light armor. Yep, that's good. And then a nice upgrade, like some more shields. I usually go for more shields. Tally, I'll get to you. I swear. I'll get you some nice armor. You're geared up otherwise. I do, Liara. Your new pistol does have the ability to get another upgrade, so there we go. And then we have to look at the map, actually. We're here. There's an anomaly there and the biotic compound there. Just have to look up where the minerals are here. Turns out directly in front of us is another pressure mall nest. So let's go, let's dive right in, shall we? I really can't aim very well with this. I was able to get some hits in there. Oh, ouch. Okay. Pretty quiet while doing this because I'm very nervous. There we go. We killed it. And we'll repair. All the way up to full health. What's on our map for this location now? Oh, nothing? It's just on the mini-map here. Alright, well, got that done. Gonna go head south. I don't know what kind of illness I have, but it's not fun. Immediately we get spotted. I don't mind the other enemies. No, you're an anti-tank. He's still alive. He's soaring through the sky. Oh, no? Was that him? Yeah, we got him. Technically, that previous one was flying through the air, but not dead yet because he had popped immunity. Oh, damaging myself here. Okay, no loot in this area. except for equipment we picked up. Human medium armor, Krogan medium armor. Okay. And then slightly over there should be a mineral. A uranium deposit. Nice. How are we doing on money? We also got a lot of money from that thresher mall. We have over 1 million. Almost 2 million, in fact. Oh. Well, that's a bummer. We just fell off. The original Mass Effect has an achievement for when you reach 1 million credits. I think they took that out of the Legendary Edition. Nonetheless, that was still like a milestone I wanted to hit. Oh, and if you were wondering, let me look at the equipment screen real quick. When you see all those resources, the Omnigel and even your credits are hard capped. I believe 9,999,999 is the max credits you can have. I'm not sure if it keeps track of more than that, but it will definitely not show up on your screen. But you can still sell things. You can still get credits. It's just the number won't grow beyond that. I kind of like the landscape here. We're nearing the compound where Major Kyle is at. And right nearby there's a gold deposit. There we go. Now, and we can resolve this quest diplomatically as well as violently, depending on what kind of choices we want to make. But you can see there's a compound over there, it's locked. There's one here. We're not supposed to enter this one at all. Put our weapon away. Save my game. I'll show you here.
This is a private sanctuary. Outsiders are not welcome here.
I need to talk to the man in charge. It's important.
Father Kyle wants nothing more to do with the Alliance.
I want this to end peacefully. If he doesn't see me, people could get hurt.
We won't let you take Father Kyle away. He protects us. We need him.
The Alliance wants someone to pay for those murders. Let me speak to Major Kyle, and maybe I can find some way to help you all get out of this alive.
Wait. Father Kyle will speak with you. Head to the building at the far end of the compound. He'll meet you there.
We just do as they say.
Understood.
And then we have to walk past his followers, who are all armed.
Just because we're biotics doesn't mean we don't deserve to be treated fairly.
And I believe you could open fire and turn them all hostile. I'm not sure. I've never tried.
Father Kyle says other humans are scared of us because they know we're better than them.
Don't try anything. We're watching you.
All the way at the end of the compound is where Father Kyle's holed up. Oh, let's look at the opposite room across from him. Okay, there's some beds. Oh, let me see if I'm allowed to take this technician kit. Yeah, no problems. Okay. So we just loot the place. And then in this room is the man himself.
I am Major Kyle. I know why you've come. We have no quarrel with you. Why can't you just leave us alone?
What happened to those other Alliance officers? The ones who came before me?
They wanted to take me away from here. They wanted me to abandon this place, turn my back on my family. They spoke blasphemy. I did what I could to make their end quick and painless. I had no other choice. It was necessary to protect my children. Only I can keep them safe.
They're not safe here.
The Alliance sent me to bring you in, Major. Can't you see this has gotten out of hand? Don't you understand you're endangering your followers?
I respect that you have come under a banner of peace, but I cannot do as you ask. If you take away their father, my children will be helpless.
You ordered your followers to kill those Alliance investigators. You must face the consequences of your actions. Do you really want your children to suffer for your sins too?
No, this was my fault. My children are innocent, pure. Please, I never meant for this to happen. I'm sorry.
You're doing the right thing, Major. Your children will be better off for it. Come on.
Wait, if my children see you taking me away, they won't understand. They will attack and you will be forced to kill them all. You have shown me the error of my ways, Commander. Now you must give me time to explain it to them. It is the only way they will understand. Please, give me 1 hour. After that, I will meet the Alliance authorities at the gates of my compound and surrender without violence. I give you my word.
And then we can either reject that, or we can just say, you know what? I'll give you that chance.
I'm going to trust you. If you betray that trust, you and all your children will suffer.
I will not betray you, Commander. Thank you for this.
Your pilot can ask Alliance Command to send a patrol to collect Major Kyle. I just hope you know what you are doing, Shepard.
You should return to the Normandy and notify the Alliance of Kyle's surrender. They'll want to dispatch a ship and take him into custody. So, peacefully, we walk back out of here. And why not kill them? Well, because they're just people. They're not mercenaries or attacking me or Geth or whatever. They're just people. And before I get off of this moon, there's a few collectibles left. Here's a probe that we can salvage. I know, I'm getting closer and closer to that item limit. As soon as I get back to the Normandy, I'll take care of that. And you can see 2 different question marks on my minimap right up here. So let's go check that out. Here we are. So this looks like a Turian outpost. We got an insignia. Here's a wrecked mining vehicle. The front of the rover is crumpled in from impact. A glance inside tells you the occupants, probably a team of illegal wildcat miners, are dead. Debris is still sliding down the furrows left by its tires, silent in a near-vacuum atmosphere. Let's bring the news to Admiral Hackett.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Admiral Hackett here, Commander. Your helmsman just forwarded your report on Major Kyle. We sent in a team as you instructed. Kyle's followers have disbanded, and the Major surrendered to us without incident. We'll make sure he gets the help he needs. To be honest, Shepard, I thought this thing was going to end in a bloodbath. I don't know how you did it, but you saved a lot of lives. Congratulations.
Commander, Caden here. Please like and subscribe.